Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to take a look at the Soulforge, tell you what I think is good and bad in there. Going to show you a really cool no mythic raid boss team. Take a look at this weekly event troop Cassarix, and also we have a new couple of immortal troops out, and one of them sounds very, very good indeed. We'll take a look at that. In fact, we'll do that first, otherwise it's going to break my normal flow. So, start of a new season, and we get a couple of immortals. And they both actually sound pretty cool to me. We have Immortal Maritus, dealing like ×3 almost magic in true scatter damage, boosted by web gems, and if used in Geron deal double damage. But create 2 web gems is pretty strong. So that's 2 web gems. If an enemy's webbed, then magic's reduced to 0, can make their spell pretty much ineffective. Unless they're immune to web in some way, and obviously these are invulnerable as well with that second trait, which means they're not affected by that themselves. So yeah, pretty good. I actually quite like the sound of that. But the one that sounds absolutely pretty potentially fantastic to me is this one here, Immortal Trogolin. Magic +2 true damage to 3 random enemies, boosted by wish gems. If used in broken lands, deal double damage, excuse me, and then gain an extra turn. And immortal with an extra turn is already bad enough, but for me that's like, with Nitro medals, that's already doing over 100 true damage per hit when used in broken lands, which is very good indeed. But it's also invulnerable, of course. This is a big deal when you've got these things in PvP and things like that, and you want to freeze the goblins, because once they get going, they become unstoppable sometimes. So another troop that can't be frozen in any way, shape or form means you may not be able to freeze them, which is awkward. And it creates a wish gem when its turn begins. Combine that with something that explodes those wish gems, and you could get your whole goblin team charged up absolutely immediately, which is nuts. How will it work on a defense is another thing requiring testing, but yeah, really nice sounding immortal, this one. I do like the sound of it. Right, so what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, I've got a really important video coming tomorrow. Tomorrow or Wednesday, I haven't decided yet, but it's done, ready for release. But it's to do with Gems of War, and it is, without doubt, for Gems of War, a world first. And I'm not kidding. Something like this has never, ever, ever been done on Gems of War before. So, yes, look forward to that. Tomorrow or Wednesday. So, let us now go back into the regular flow of things and get into the... See, I've already lost my flow. I've got to look at the troop first. The weekly event thing. Here it is. Cassarix. Right, let's take a look at this. What do you do, fella? Deals magic +3 damage to an enemy and inflicts bleed. And if they're already bleeding, deal double damage. Okay, that's, double damage is pretty cool, because you don't have to rely on the bleed from that. You can get bleed from other things in the game as well. Other troops, other traits, things like that. And nothing special about the traits there. Becoming enraged when an enemy dies, not too bad. But yeah, the traits are nothing special at all. But based on the fact that you're not relying on just him casting that spell to get that bleed in the first place, you can get it from other people. Not too bad, but still pretty average. I'll give you a reasonably okay, not too mediocre 5 out of 10. If I could give halves, I would, but I don't do halves. I would give 5.5 out of 10, but it's not quite worth a 6. So you have to make do with 5, matey boy, and be done with it. Anyway... he says, anyway, I got fired from my job the other day because I kept asking my customers whether they prefer smoking or non-smoking. I thought it was a bit harsh, but apparently the correct terms are cremation and burial. Yeah. Oh dear. All right, let's do this. Should we do another one? Just to end on a non-cremation burial type joke. Okay, wait, we'll do one more. Right, the police have finally caught up with and arrested the person that was giving the illegal circumcisions. I wonder what tipped them off. Okay, yeah, they don't get better. Anyway, Soulforge time. Let's take a look through here. We'll start with looking through the summoning stones quick, see if there's anybody here that's worth your attention. Looking for goblins, looking for empowered troops. They really can make a difference. Siren can be annoying, only just make an annoying noise. When she casts her spell, she's just annoying anyway, because she starts battles with full mana and can charge up the team straight away if you get lucky. Or unlucky if she's on the opponent team. So yeah, worth picking up her if possible. What else we got? We've got Toad Squeezer. This is what I'm saying earlier about that immortal troop. This is a one here which works well in teams because it's impervious. immune to all status effects, so you can't freeze it straight away. And yeah, with that immortal one, that's half the team that can't be frozen already. So even if you start with a snap freeze, it's 50-50 chance just with this and the immortal goblin that you're not going to hit someone that's can be frozen. And then if they get going, they may just keep on going. And especially as it can explode gems as well, taking out those wisp gems and keep charging up the whole team with that immortal troop. Yes, very good. Get Toad Squeezer today if you've not already got him. And nobody too fantastic in there. Same for that. And just have a little, yeah, look through, see who you fancy. All right, let's start at the bottom, work our way up. Do you see? Do you see? Yes. Anyway, right, let's start off with the thingies. What are they called? Mythics. Ghost King Grimhorn. Not a huge fan of this. This spell is kind of weird with his traits. It does magic +2 true damage to the first 2 enemies, but then converts all yellow gems to doom skulls to boost the effect. I mean, yeah, that's okay, but A, you normally got to look for that yellow to doom skulls first to make sure you're going to get a decent match from that and not set up the enemy instead. And also it does true damage with its first part of the spell, and then does normal damage with the bonus part. And also conjures a Doomstorm when matching 4 or more gems, which is more skulls, which do normal damage versus its true damage part of the spell. So yeah, a bit weird. Not a huge fan myself. Aldrich the Frostbound note, I think it's actually pretty decent. Steals life from the first 2 enemies, so that's effectively true damage, but you take it from them and give it to yourself, so it's double the effect really. Boosted by ghost gems, then curse and freeze them, which is pretty cool. And reduce damage from skulls by 65% means it's pretty viable up top as well, which can be awkward because it keeps on gaining life, making it harder to kill, which is annoying. And it creates 1 ghost gem when its turn begins, which again is boosted by the spell is boosted by that. So yeah, I actually quite like Aldrich the Frostbound. Not too bad at all. We have Garnet Tarlin, the dragon on rotation. Garnet, so it's a gem dragon. This is when you're crafting Diamantina. So if Garnet Tarlin is the last one you need on the path to crafting Diamantina, it's available here for extra cost of a Dragonite 2000 rather than the standard cost. I always say it's like rolling a 6-sided dice and needing a 6. You could get it straight away if you open a normal egg. If you get unlucky, you could roll it 20 times and still not get a Garnet Tarlin. So by paying this extra, then you guarantee you're getting what you want. So it's up to the player really. But I prefer not to take chances on that sort of thing personally. If it was the last one I needed, I would go ahead and spend the extra Dragonite. But each player to their own. Ooh, cricky, we have Flamin' Oni here as well. Another excellent mythic. Fantastic goblin, this one. If there's only something that's running worse than a goblin team in the first place, it's a goblin which summons more goblins. And this, if it's in the last goblin remaining, can refill the team completely with goblins. Then explode magic +1 green gems and gain the traditional goblin extra turn. Absolutely fantastic. Summons a firestorm at the start of battle, which is red. It uses red, which is good, and it converts 2 red gems to burning gems when my turn begins. So absolutely awesome. A goblin there. Really, really good. And we've got one more somewhere, and it is Yasmin's Chosen. Not as bad as she sounds. She's quite specialist. She's got funny hands, but apart from that, not too shabby. Deals magic-based scatter damage boosted by entangled enemies, then create 10 green gems. There generally will be entangled enemies unless they're immune to entangling in some way, because all you got to do is match green, which you do when charging her, to entangle someone. The best entangle troop in the game. Just simply just do that to entangle someone. Really good. So easy. Just match green to get in entangled troops, which is absolutely fantastic. And with a boost from that as well, and then create 10 green gems, which if they match could charge her up, and she gets to do it again. So yeah, not too bad at all, but I do really like her because of that wild vines. Very nice indeed. And let's take a look at now the legendaries. We have Kraken. Used to use this in the early days a lot. I used to use it all the time, in fact. When you're new to the game and you don't do a lot of damage, doing 3 damage to all enemies on 4 or 5 gem matches sounds weird saying it now, but it's a big deal. When you're only doing like 5 or 6 damage in the first place or something like that, or a little bit more than that, then that's a lot of damage, and that was like super useful to me at the time. And if I cast it and we got Devour, that was even better. So Kraken, brings back fond memories of the early days of playing the game. But eventually, slowly but surely, you gain better troops and you end up stop using things like a Kraken. I haven't used it for many years now. Who is next? Pyrothemus does magic +2 damage to an enemy, boosted by burning gems, burning allies, and burning enemies. So yeah, damage with a boost and create 1 burning gem when his turn begins. And we have who we got? We've got Do You She at the bottom. Convert all red gems to purple and all yellow gems to skulls. Enchant all purple allies, this is purple itself, and give them magic +1 life and 4 magic. And also a 50% chance to create 3 purple gems when I match 4 or more gems, and gain bonus purple when matching purple gems. So very purple heavy on this, which is very, very good. Do like the life it gives and the magic, and when the gem works, you get those conversions, can be pretty nifty in the correct team. So not too bad at all. Hang on, there's someone else going along here. Oh, Dragonlight Amira. Skipped past that as if I wasn't even there. Deal magic +2 true damage to the last 2 enemies, boosted by red dragon gems and a barrier myself. So true damage with a boost and a 34% chance to convert a red gem to red dragon gems when my turn begins. Dragon gems are actually pretty cool. I do like the way they work. They can get some mana very quickly. Not all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, and because thingy was up here, wasn't it? Yeah, Kraken, yeah. And Yasmin's chosen, I think that's for Flaming only now for 2, yes. So who gets my Mythic of the Week? It's not going to be Ghost King Grimhorn. Aldrich, the Frostbound. I just realised I started with the troops rather than the weapons. That was a bit weird. I thought it was going to buy a bit quickly. I thought I'm only like 11 minutes into this and it's done. I haven't done the weapons yet. It's doing that funny beginning bit. It's just throwing me off. Anyway, Aldrich the Frostbound is alright. I don't mind it, but it's not anything fantastic. And Yasmin's chosen, pretty specialist, very, very good against skull-based teams though. But best Mythic here this week for me is Flaming only. Absolutely fantastic. Summons 3 goblins, goodness sake. Then explodes green gems and gets an extra turn. So you can charge up the team, refill your team with an extra turn. Mental. Flaming only, my Mythic of the week. Now, normally I'd say now onto the raid boss team, but it's not. It's onto the weapons because I've done it in a weird order. How bizarre! How bizarre, if you remember that song. Anyway, Windfall, the first weapon. Don't get it from here, get it from the raid boss shop. Much better to get this kind of thing with your gems rather than spend your hard-earned diamonds, which are much harder to get in the game on this kind of thing. But it's a explodey summoning weapon, which we love. Explode, magic +1 yellow gems, grant a random status effect to all Suncrest allies. Then summon a Suncrest troop, and I'm going to have a little sip of my coffee. Very nice. So yeah, I always like the explodey summoning weapons. And all these other ones here are here on a regular basis, so I'm not going to go over all of them. They're in my Soulforge extra video. I'll put a link to that in the description below. And we have a light sword. Much more convenient than a heavy sword, because a heavy sword would be like a bit awkward to, you know, a bit cumbersome to carry around. So a light sword is better, isn't it? Do you see? Anyway, it deals a magic +4 damage to the first enemy. Deal triple damage if they use purple mana, so very effective against purple using troops, even if you're a newer player. And let's have peaceful as well if you upgrade it, which means you're going to silence the first enemy and they can't collect mana and they can't collect or cast spells. All the while they're peaceful or silenced. So yeah, actually not too bad at all, that one. And it's one of the cheapy ones as well. 75 diamonds. Very cheap. Very nice. I like it a lot. Anyway, we have Nimbus Bow. Deal magic-based damage to an enemy, boosted by Strix allies. Then create a mix of 6 blue and yellow gems for each Strix ally. Another one with peaceful and enchanting. This one, in the right team, can just give so much mana. It is nuts. Really, really good in a triple finesse team. So you have this. You have 3 times finesse that give like huge stats to all your team. You get loads of 4 matches and things go nuts really, really quickly. Yeah, and peaceful enchanting as well is just the icing on the cake for that one. Very, very good indeed. I'm just double checking that one for some reason. Not quite sure why, but I was there. But yeah, but Nimbus Bow, pretty much an essential weapon today, I would suggest. Plume Staff, deal magic-based damage to an enemy, boosted by Suncrest allies. Very similar to Nimbus Bow, but just not as useful for color-based reasons, then create a mix of 6 yellow and purple gems for each Suncrest ally. So again, this one uses a purple. The cool thing about this one is it creates a mix of yellow and purple, and it uses purple, so it can self-charge and do it again, which is really, really nifty. So yeah, 2 really, really handy weapons there, but this one absolutely fantastic because it's a Strix ally boost, and this one is a Suncrest ally boost, if that makes a difference to your team. You do have to make sure you have the right allies in your team to make sure you create those gems. The Javelin of Suncrest, kind of the anti-Suncrest weapon in a way. This uses 75 diamonds. One of the ones that's worth crafting, even if you don't use it, because it's just so cheap. Remove all yellow gems. Deal magic-based damage to an enemy boosted by gems removed. If the enemy is from Suncrest or the battle is in Suncrest, deal double damage. So you may not actually ever use it ever, but it's worth picking up because 75 diamonds, and it's another weapon from another kingdom, which once fully powered up, fully tempered, it gives you can give you bonuses to your power level kingdoms, which is rather nifty. Blade of Morning, just waiting for the Blade of Afternoon and the Blade of Night for the set. Not true, made that last bit up. Anyway, remove all purple gems again, then create yellow gems equal to purple gems removed. Give magic +1 life to an ally boosted by yellow gems now on the board. So really, really good in a yellow based team, which is what Suncrest teams are a lot of the time, and really effective against an all purple team that relies on purple a lot, because every time you cast this you just take all those purple away. Even the best ever of this wouldn't it be like against an all purple team where none of them use yellow? That would be really, really annoying, but brilliant for you if your team used yellow as well. This is where I don't mind this sort of thing in the game, because I like it when it brings the tactics and element of strategy back into the game and things like that, rather than just like starting a game and casting Leprechaun and then Stellarix or Cathantrax to win 9 times out of 10 and stuff like that. But yeah, Blade of Morning, not too bad at all. Staff of Storms, explodey summony weapon, explode magic +1 yellow gems, grant a random status effect to all strict allies, and summon a 6 troop, and has enchanting as well. So when you cast this, becomes enchanted, makes it ready to cast again in no time. I say it every week though, but Wand of Stars, absolutely essential weapon if you haven't already got it. Choose one, create 6 elemental stars, bless all allies, or create 7 umbral stars and curse all enemies. Absolutely amazing. Mana generator can backfire sometimes, but you'll soon learn the best and worst times to cast it. With the choice of bless or curse, absolutely amazing. Essential weapon, but what I will say as well is, if there's a vital weapon here like Nimbus Bow, which is really cool and you haven't got it yet, still get Nimbus Bow, even if it means you can't craft Wand of Stars today, because Wand of Stars is here every single week without fail, where Nimbus Bow will be gone for ages, and you won't be able to get it again for ages, where Wand of Stars you can get it pretty much any time you like. And what else we got? We have a Doomed Sigh. Deal magic-based damage to the last enemy, boosted by yellow gems. If they have a doom, deal double damage with a 3% chance per tempering level to kill the enemy. Don't like this weapon very much at all. I mean, it does have peaceful again, which is nice, but even fully tempered, there's barely a 1 in 3 chance to kill the enemy. It's just, I don't like leaving things like that to chance. I know the whole game is about chance to a degree, but it's mathematical chance based on certainty, if that makes any sort of sense. And yeah, I'm not a fan of it. 1 in 3. 1 in 3 chance. Not very good. Because half the time, them things seem to fight against you. A Feather Strike. That doesn't sound very damaging, does it? Get a feather. Poof, take that. Haha. Did it hurt? Yes, it did! Because it's a feather attached to a nasty looking curved blade. Huh. Evil. Anyway, it deals magic-based damage to an enemy boosted by yellow allies and Strix allies. So, damage with a boost, and it's not a feather. It's a feather attached to a nasty blade. Ha! Take that. Right, so that is it, isn't it? No, we got a Golden Talon. Exploding a magic +1 yellow gems, grant a random status effect to all Strix allies, and summon a Strix troop. Another explodey summoning weapon. Very, very cool indeed. And that is finally it for this, in reverse order, Soulforge. So who gets my Mythic of the Week? That was a weird thing to do, wasn't it? Going the other way. Did I do that already? I can't remember if I've done it already. I think I might have done. But yeah, Flaming Only anyway was the Mythic of the Week. Now, Now onto the Raid Boss team. Now this is a team that doesn't use any mythics and is still going to be really effective, but you must use the event captain Cinerus in your team to get that ×2 magic and ×2 score. Really important that you do that, and you get that troop from the shop at tier 2. So you have to buy the tiers in order. So you buy tier 1 and then tier 2, but for this one you're going to want to buy tier 3 as well to pick up the new weapon. Really good weapon this, Windfall. Explode a magic +1 yellow gems, grant a random status effect to all Suncrest allies, and summon a Suncrest troop. Very good weapon indeed, do like these a lot. But at tier 2 is when we pick up our troop captain, Cinerus. Deals magic based damage to an enemy, boosted by skulls. If they're a boss, deal 3 to 5 times damage based on my ascensions and create a Doomstorm. If you're a new player, don't worry too much about those traits. Summon a Bone Storm at the start of battle could be useful, but may get you in trouble at the same time. And Godslayer, not essential at all, because we're going to be actually using the spell to get rid of the boss on this kind of thing. So if you haven't got the trait stones to get that to level 3 Godslayer, then don't worry about it. But do try and get it to mythic level if you can. And there's 2 ways of doing that. Either buy enough tiers to get enough copies of it to get it to mythic level, or buy a tier 2, back out of here, use 2 Orbs of Ascension to get it to mythic level that way. But the thing is, those Orbs of Ascension are valuable if you still haven't got Zool Goth yet. But hey, up to you how you go about that. But it's not essential to get to mythic level, just makes it a little bit easier. But onto the team now. We'll start from the very, very beginning. Now a good no mythic team for this would be something like Golden Talon, Queen Zochi, High Priestess Chazka, and Cinerus. We have to have Cinerus in the team just to get rid of the boss and get that magic boost and stuff as well and score. But these 3 actually work really well together, because Queen Zochi, she's going to do damage to all, and if there's a storm, explode 5 gems, which is good because it means it can self-charge, charge the rest of the team, and get ready to go again really quickly. And also has a 34% chance to summon a Harpy Mage when matching 4 or more gems, which we don't really want to use that because that means we've had to lose a troop. But hey, it is what it is. But the point is, damage to all, if there's a storm, explode 5 gems. There will be a storm because the High Priestess Chazka conjures a light storm when her turn begins. Not when the battle begins, when her turn begins. So every single turn. And also does damage to all, boosted by yellow gems, which is going to be a lot because we've got that light storm when the turn begins. And bless all yellow allies. And we're all yellow, so we all get blessed. A bless is basically a super cleanse. You get cleansed and made impervious at the same time, which is absolutely fantastic. So these work really well together. And Golden Talon explodes yellow gems. Remember, got that yellow storm going on all the time, so that's going to be happening a lot. Give a random status effect to all Strix allies and summon a Strix troop. So yeah, really good. And this usually is like yellow, blue, brown and purple. So basically a good banner for that would be the Guardian banner. Lots of yellow, extra brown, no greens, we don't care about that. And the class for this is kind of whatever class you want really. Geomancer would be a decent one for this. 50% mana star is cool. And we can have stuff like Impact, but nothing to do with using a dagger, so regardless on that one, doesn't really matter. Anti-Magic Sphere is always handy. Tactician's always useful as well. Rock Solid, again a barrier when matching brown gems. We do that to charge up a couple of our troops. Enchant would be nice, but we're not going to need it with all that yellow. So we may as well just get extra brown. And Fortitude, why not be immune to stun, poison, disease, deathmark, lycanthropy, and devour? Right, so yeah, simple as that. Let's jump in and see how it does. But it's going to be pretty decent, I tell you. We've got 50% mana start on the weapon, the Potion of Explosion at the beginning, and enchant. We are going to be ready in no time. We've got this constant storm, we've got a light storm, yellow gems fall more than any other colour. Cast a weapon, explode all those yellow gems. It will charge up quicker than that a lot of the time. Oh, Mr. Brown, actually, I was looking out the window. But anyway, that's about as slow as it's going to get for the early battles. Oi! The bird nearly had a chance to fly away. You want to make sure you get those ravens. That's where you pick up the extra 2 sigils when you kill them. Right, let's see if things happen a bit quicker this time. I always look at the board, think, oh, that's a nice 4 match there. And then you remember there's a Potion of Explosion, which is basically going to remove it straight away. There you go, that's a bit better. And as you can see, Queen Zochi got charged up again. So she was ready to cast immediately straight after if they didn't die, if the enemy didn't die straight away, or they got summoned, or somebody lingered around like a bad smell. Let's grab a little bit of there. Have we got any yellow? Have we got any purple? We'll grab purple. Don't care about that skull hit. High Priestess Chaska's up the next round anyway. And Zochi, but let's have Priestess Chaska steal a little bit of the glory. Let's just do one more here, then we'll jump forward onto when it gets a little bit tougher. Wait for the explosion to take place, see what happens. Not much yellow going on, considering there's supposed to be a storm. What the hell? Because of the potion of enchantment, it won't take long anyway for either Chaska or Zochi to get up. Right, I've jumped forward to where Icy Dagonath starts appearing. Icy Dagonath! Yeah, I can see him. He's right there, look. All you've got to do is look at him. I see him. Do you see? Anyway, he is a problem because it kills an enemy, then creates 4 blue mana potions, and then can actually self-charge and do that again really easily until literally your whole team is wiped out. If this thing starts to get going, it can be the end of the game for you, no matter how powerful you are. So it does have to be taken care of absolutely immediately. And it does submerge itself when it takes damage, so you do have to be careful of that as well. But it's not as bad as it sounds. There's basically 3 ways we can deal with this. And I'll hopefully show them during the course of a battle. Wait for our explosion-y thing to take shape. I do like to get a barrier straight away. And the reasons are technical and tactical. I'll explain in a second. So let's get our troops going first. See, we've caused damage to him, so he's already become submerged. So when we cast this, he's not going to take any damage. So we've now got a situation where he's submerged. But if this is ready, doesn't matter if your other troops are ready or not. Let's just take this, see what happens. Yeah, look. So we've got this ready already, Eddie. We could cast this, but don't, because you will not get an extra turn from that. And if they fluke an extra turn and get this thing self-charged, it could be over. So basically, always cast this straight away. Let's grab that. Anyway, so the first opportunity, make sure you use your Godslayer to get rid of them. Doesn't matter if they get an extra turn or whatever, or you pass the turn back to them, but get rid of Icy Dagonath. Oh, excuse me. And we'll also show, hopefully, other ways to get rid of him. If it doesn't come up in the situation, I'll explain it. I'll explain it if it doesn't come up as a situation in the game, which it may not. So yeah, we'll have to roll with it. All right, so we'll grab some. Oh, we've got that ready next time. There's not many yellow, considering this is supposed to be a light storm. That's ready anyway, but that's pretty much the only choice. What the fidgety fudge! Right, let's explode all those yellow. No, we're not. We'll do that first. So he's become submerged. Now he's the only one left. Now, if your Godslayer isn't up, so I'm quite glad this has happened like that, he's still subject to skull hits, even though he's submerged. And say, for example, that didn't happen. The other way to get him unsubmerged, especially if you've got a troop ready to cast like this, who does damage to all, is to let him hit you with a skull hit. Because then he comes unsubmerged. In fact, I'll show that. I could just kill him with this. But say that didn't happen, say we just had a normal turn and then it set him up for a skull hit, or whatever. Or just leave him a skull hit. Hopefully I won't destroy that skull when I do this. No, there you go. He done that. So what? You've set yourself up, mate. And now you can die. And the Godslayer was up the next round anyway because of the potion of enchantment. So several ways to deal with it, even though it will become submerged and seem like a problem. But no matter what, even if it means not casting your Zochi or your High Priestess Chaska, make sure you get the Godslayer up and deal with that sucker as quickly as you can. You do not want him to get going, because it can literally be the end of the game. Because he is a beast. Say look now, he's got 9 out of 30. Okay, he uses all the other mana colours. This is only using like a handful of colours here. So get that troop up, get rid of him absolutely straight away, then concentrate on the rest. The others are nowhere near the same kind of threat. There's that little chappy at the bottom there, so make sure you deal with the troops in the correct order. Alright, let's just do one more battle, then we'll call the raid boss a day. You, mate! You're a day. And you lot are dead. And we're already down to the last couple of opponents. We're already down to the last one. See, submerged. So we just hit him with a skull back instead. See, he's getting a bit excited. Nearly getting going, but we just deal with him with the Godslayer. Kaboosh! Now onto the Underspire team. Now, if you've just watched the Raid Boss team, this is going to look very familiar because it's pretty much the same, apart from we don't use the event captain. We have a extra Queen Zochi in here. Now, a good troop for this, if you actually do have them, is actually, is it this one? Yes, Kukulkan. Damage to all enemies, magic +2, boosted by freeze gems. Don't really care about that though. But if there's a storm, deal double damage. So that's going to be a whopping amount of damage, and there will be a storm if you've got High Priestess Chazka there. Creates a light storm every single turn, which is really cool. So chuck in a Kukulkan in place of Queen Zochi. That's cool because you also use red then as a colour as well. But apart from that, we can do damage to all with this, and we bless all yellow allies at the same time, which is cool. Conjure that light storm when my turn begins. Queen Zochi has a chance of a summon, which is nice, as well as damage to all. And if there's a storm, which there is because of her, then she'll explode gems as part of the spell as well, getting mana for the team, which is really, really good. And we can use this again for quick mana, explosions, and a summon. So very, very straightforward with this, I think, this time round. Geomancer, again, nice class for this. Good to get that 50% mana start. And we can have the same set of talent trees as what we had before. Always get a barrier if you can when you're collecting brown. Get brown for 2 of our troops. So it makes it pretty easy, I reckon. So yes, 3 summons. We've got mana gen, colours, and the colours we want all over the place. Won't be as quick going as the Raid Boss team, of course, because of the way we don't have the potions that explode stuff in this. But we do get stacks of yellow because we got this light storm literally every single turn. So Chazka's up already. They're not going to have a chance. Blast them out of it. And go again. Get our free lantern from matey boy Chinface. Thanks, mate. Be on your way. Onwards. Alright, let's fight this room. Let's see what we get. Quite like this new Underspire. Some really good rewards in it. Yeah, we'll have a little bit of that. Get some blue for the weapon. Or not. That'll do though. Chazka's up again. Not Chazka, Zochi. She's fluttering her feathers and doing her business. Right, I'm not going to open this chest now for a particular reason. All will be revealed later. Not today, but later. I don't mean my special thing either. I forgot to mention it earlier again, but got a very special Gems of War video coming out either tomorrow or the next day. And I guarantee you this has never been done anywhere in the world before on Gems of War. Yeah, it's pretty unique, and I think it's going to be quite a lot of fun. But all will be revealed tomorrow or the next day. We will see. Probably tomorrow, to be fair. I'm quite excited about releasing it. Built up a bit now, haven't I? If everyone thinks it's rubbish, it's going to be terrible. Anyway, whatever. It'll be what it is. Wait, go on Zochi, shake your feathers, distract them dudes and dudesses and everybody else, and blast them all to death. Right, let's go here. And we'll call a video a day. No need to keep doing this one. It's pretty much very similar to the way we played the raid boss. Cast weapon when you get it. So much yellow, it's ridiculous. Absolute filth. Look at that. Everybody's ready to destroy and wreck. And yeah, it should be a fairly easy Underspire for a lot of people. Obviously, if you're lower power than me, it's going to take several casts of your troops to get the job done. But with all this yellow and the way those troops work, it should be doable to a fairly decent degree. But there's the video. If you enjoyed it, found it useful and helpful, it'd be really cool if you bashed that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.